There's 5 things you should never allow a buyer to do when you are selling your home to them. Number 1, don't allow them to start any type of renovation before closing on the home. A lot of times buyers will want to actually like replace that carpet or paint that wall or whatever before closing, especially if the home is vacant, just so that they can get a head start and they can actually move in on the closing date. Don't allow it. What happens if a contractor comes in there and messes up something with the home, and now guess who the home still belongs to? You. So many things can go wrong. Just don't do it. Number 2, don't allow them to move in before closing on the home. I don't care what type of time constraint they are working under. Do not allow it. What happens if they move in and closing is in a week and then all of a sudden their loan falls through? Or even worse, this is going to sound bad, but it's going to sound bad, but I'm going to say it. What happens if they get in and they're like, oh, I actually don't like this neighborhood. Or, oh, that dog barks all night. Or, oh, there's a lot more issues than I thought this home. Things like that can happen. And then now they're trying to pull out of purchasing the home, or even worse, they want to stay in the home, but their loan fell through. So now you got to get them out of the house. Number 3, don't allow them to come into your home while you are there. Let's say, for example, they are just driving by and you are outside watering your garden or whatever, and they see you and say, hey, we're the ones coming to purchase your property. We've already got it under contract. Obviously, you know that. Can we just come in for a minute? Don't do it. Don't allow any conversations with the buyer. Believe it or not, what you say can cause them to pause. I've seen it happen before. I've heard of it happening before, where a seller is talking to the buyer, which they shouldn't really be doing. However, whatever. They're talking to the buyer and then the seller says something and then now the buyer is like, do I really, really want this house? I don't know. So just don't do it. Number 4, it really just kind of depends on your preference. And that is changing the closing date repeatedly. Let me tell you, if you have a closing date and the buyer all of a sudden wants to close a week earlier and you are in the process of packing and moving, don't agree to it if you can't do it. It's going to cause you so much stress. Now you have to move out a week earlier and you're trying to get everything, the timeline together. Just say no if you can't do it. It creates a lot of stress if you're not out when you're supposed to be. So don't invite that stress by having unrealistic expectations, knowing that you can't be out, but you're going to be trying to get out and blah, blah, blah. Just say no. The fifth and final is verbal agreements. Now, I know that, agents should know that no verbal agreements should be taking place anyway. Everything needs to be in writing. For example, if you're supposed to leave the washer dryer, but it's not in writing, but you verbally agreed to it, but it's not in writing, it can kind of create confusion, right? So just make sure every single agreement, if you're going to leave, especially when it comes to personal property, is somewhere in writing where you can see it and all parties have signed. That applies to you leaving anything, that applies to repairs, things that you agreed to fix, credits, everything needs to be in writing. So don't allow any type of agreements unless it's in writing. All right, thank you. Bye.